Hello, dear friends. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. Opinion piece. Imagine future. New reality. Critical juncture. Creative dreaming. Another solar storm. The awakening is not gentle. Let's start. Steve Biko imagines a future 5 years after the implementation of the new economy and the revelation of the presence of our star family. We will no longer have politics, but we will have leadership. There will be no more bickering or partisanship, because there will be no need for it. Global decision making will be instantaneous through quantum voting. We will move from the era of paper ballots to digital decision making. We will have no poverty or disease, and we will remain as old as we wish. The need to cook with replicators will disappear, as will the need to harm animals. As the years go by, measures that have become unnecessary will be eliminated. Building regulations, dietary restrictions, professional titles, etc. We will create our own buildings according to our specifications. The closest thing to imagining is quantum 3D printing. Then we will have the freedom to pursue the business of life. If we don't deal with that, we will have done nothing. The purpose of life is to reach the ultimate truth and discover who we truly are. The purpose is enlightenment, and that knowledge seems to emerge from a mix of social and solitary choices. We understand that solidarity must flow, and therefore that acts like sharing give rise to love. But we also know that we need solitude. Mother, Father, God is action born in stillness. Creation requires both movement and stillness, and we also need both to fully understand who we are. We periodically leave the world behind and go within in meditation and solitude. We will no longer have jobs, so we can meditate in the Himalayas if we want, where the weather will be moderate. In that post-war era, no more weather modifications and Gaia's protests. We can go on photo safaris in Africa and pet wild lions and monkeys. Even the animals no longer eat meat. The whole environment has changed. We are now immersed in caring. There is no striving or greed because we already have everything we could ever want. So what do we want? More love, more happiness, and more wisdom. And for that, we don't need the latest model of Scout or a fancy house. If we have what it takes, words like need will no longer be used. Those of us who know what is happening also know that these are not idle dreams. They are creative thoughts. They call a state or a thing into existence. The process is not just imagination, not just engineering. It is imagination, as Disney said. If everything I have said is true, then this is my creative dream. Critical juncture. Humanity has reached a critical juncture in its current space-time, a moment characterized by unprecedented transformation and rapid change, according to the Galactic Federation through Celia Wilder. These sudden and profound shifts in collective consciousness will ultimately culminate in the collapse of the dark forces that have dominated Earth for so long. However, it is critical to understand that these entities don't give up easily. they are fiercely resilient and will fight with all their might to maintain their power until their last breath. The dark ones are currently in hiding, fully aware that their time on this planet has come to an end. They are plagued by fear and uncertainty regarding their fate once they are removed from the earthly realm. They fully understand that upon their removal, they will be held accountable for the insidious actions they have perpetrated against death and humanity. In many cases, these dark beings will find themselves relegated to the lower fourth dimension, eternal darkness, where they will be confronted by their masters, the very entities that once empowered them. This prospect terrifies them more than other imaginable consequence. The reason for their fear lies in the awareness of their failure. They know they have defrauded their masters and will be judged under the same system of slavery they exercised over humanity. This impending responsibility hangs over them like a dark cloud, casting a shadow of fear over their existence as they understand the gravity of their misdeeds and the unavoidable repercussions that await them. This awakening process will not be smooth. It will shake the foundations of everything people once believed to be true. The revelations about to be released will challenge the status quo and force many to reevaluate their understanding of the world around you. As you continue to illuminate the path forward, know that you are not alone on this journey. Many souls are awakening and joining you in this collective effort to reclaim the light and restore balance to the earth. You are creating a new reality, one that honors truth, love, and unity. And in doing so, you are helping to usher in a new era for all beings. Reflections. You will begin to see a possessed humanity grumbling and reacting in all sorts of unusual ways, says Poet Dog. The Earth's frequency continues to rise as the portals and ancient vortexes awaken. Through starseeds and missionaries of light, the higher realms are anchoring their light into the planet. Keep shining. Your light uplifts the collective and supports Earth's ascension with every breath, says Keshrash. Speech freedom. The joint refusal of the major networks to sign the Pentagon's new media pledge, which requires journalists to agree not to pursue or publish unauthorized leaks, even if unclassified, stems from a desperate attempt to retain their role as conduits for the disinformation channels that have sustained the cabal's narrative control for decades. According to Saint Germain, the pressure weighting on humanity and cosmic irradiation affect the overall well-being of each individual. Furthermore, more and more people are undergoing transformation processes that demand everything. Ultimately, this time in which the old world is crumbling and the new world has not yet been established, affects the well-being of both mind and body. It is important to progress through the individual phases without over-dramatizing the situation. Everything is changing for our benefit. Alex Jones warns of a globalist plot to collapse the dollar and calls for resistance. Jones argues that major financial institutions have chosen inflation to address global debt, leading to stagflation, and the woke policies like the Great Reset and carbon taxes. He claims this is part of a deliberate post-industrial plan of federalism disguised as neo-capitalism to create a system of global serfdom, tearing down borders to lower living standards and creating compact city-states controlled by elites, as outlined in the 2030 Agenda. While globalists aspire to a totalitarian dystopia, sovereignists are winning elections around the world. According to Kavamore, before civilization, before religion, human beings understood the significance of 7 blue stars in the sky. The reason the oldest stories deal with the Pleiades is because the genetic parents of the human species are from there. The memory of Pleiadian contact faded, but the number 7 remained encoded throughout the world. The biblical Pleiadian angels are the Alpha and Omega, and who were here at the beginning of humanity and are here now when we begin our ascension again. Science launched the free artificial intelligence model Enoch to provide uncensored information. Starlink satellites are falling non-stop, and scientists warn of the risk. Solar storm. A series of 4 solar impacts is coming between October 15th and 18th, 2025. The result of multiple coronal mass ejections erupting from an active sunspot region. A moderate geomagnetic storm watch has been issued for October 16th. Moderate storms may produce stronger auroras visible in northern regions and radio communication disruptions at high altitudes. Breaking news. Trump presents the Medal of Freedom to Charlie Kirk's widow. RFK Jr. demands that medical schools teach nutrition and prevention. The Russian government handed over a file of 350-page KGB report on JFK's assassination to the office of Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna. Asia. War flares again between Pakistan and Afghanistan with drone strikes in Kabul. Israel won't reopen the Rafah crossing because Hamas won't return the bodies of slain hostages. Madagascar's Generation Z has led weeks of protest that led to a military coup. The president left office amid allegations of corruption, economic mismanagement, and a failure to address infrastructure deficiencies. Europe. The UK has imposed at 10 p.m. curfew. Everyone must be in bed by 10 p.m. Additionally, all televisions and internet will be shut down at 10 p.m. Tear gas, riots, and cancelled flights as Belgian workers organize a general strike and protest. Meanwhile, on the streets of France, the French demand an exit from the EU while tearing down their flag. Marine Le Pen's warning: those linked to an Islamist ideology must be stripped of their nationality and expelled. Extremist mosques will be closed and the Muslim Brotherhood will be dissolved. Trump again criticizes the Spanish government and threatens tariff punishments. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.